Dash here with Rollin' Bones. Today we are going to work on double-sided dungeon tiles. There's lots of videos out there on how to make these. These aren't anything new, but I hope that you get some enjoyment out of this video, and if it's something you're interested in doing, that this gives you a starting place. Let's get started. I'm making my tiles 3 inches by 3 inches, so I'm measuring out 3 inches there on the insulation foam. Then I measured 3 inches in a second spot, marking it out with the pencil and making my straight lines with the ruler. Then using the ruler still to make my cuts, I do some shallow cuts. It starts to tear if you don't, and having a sharp blade makes a difference as well. And then I'm just cleaning up my cuts there. Because I'm going to be making a lot of these, I am marking out multiple down the whole sheet so that I can just cut out, do one long cut and then cut the other sections as I go, or cut the other sections from this. On the stone, I'm going to do 1 inch by 1 inch grids on there. I move on to the wood side, and I'm doing them in 1/2 inch measurements so that 2 slats make 1 inch together. Then here I am a hot wire table on one here, how you can make that work, but if you want to use the Proxxon a hot wire table of any type, and to make this work you want to use it on a lot of yours, and that's what I did with my tiles. Was I did the bulk of them on the Proxxon because I can set it up once and then just do all the cuts of that size, then readjust it, do all the cuts of that size, and it goes very fast. After I've made the cuts either by hand or on the Proxxon table, I will go through with a pencil and widen those cuts out. The pencil to make nail holes at 1 inch intervals on there. That way you preserve your grid there if that's something you're interested in. If not, you can do whatever pattern you want and it works out just fine. On the stone side, I'm just putting some cracks in and doing things like that. It just gives it a little bit of character. Then putting the lines in with the wire brush to give wood grain to the wood pieces. And then on the stone side, I am going to use the tinfoil ball method to give a stone texture. Then I'm going to just retouch up my lines. On some of the wood planks, just like I put some cracks in the other side, I like to give them a little bit of variety by making some broken pieces or some just anything just to give it a little bit of difference. So here I'm cutting it out and going to put a broken plank in there. We can glue those back in and make them fit how we want them. To glue these back in, I use Aleene's tacky glue. You can use white glue, you can use hot glue, really doesn't matter, it's whatever is up to you. The tacky glue I use because it doesn't melt the foam and it doesn't give me wisps. Then here I'm just using my knife to score into the wood plank, and then I will use the pen and raise it up so that there's a crack going through the floor and it looks rough. This piece is a 6x6 piece. You can do these any size. I like to stick with increments of 3 because my tiles are 3 inches, so that one's 6x6. I will probably make me a 9 inch by 9 inch one. And then I did a few that are 3 inches by 6 inches. Again, I like to keep it in the increments of whatever my tiles were. That way I can stack them together and use them together. These work well. Just makes it so you don't have to have as many tiles, but they don't interfere with the modularity of things. That's part 1 of how to build dungeon tiles. We'll be back with part 2 with painting and putting the finishing touches on them. Hope you enjoyed that video, and we will see you next time for part 2.